Damn, does it feel weird and good to be back, to be here with you guys today. Host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys Miscellaneous, Chapter 26, entitled Bodyguards, Part 4 of the Miscellaneous content by The Knob. So, here's the thing. It was in a hiatus for, it was definitely for at least a whole summer or better. I think the last chapter came out in the spring. There was a chapter this year for sure, but it's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a chapter of Miscellaneous, and I hope that Band got plenty of rest and that kind of idea. Hiatuses are a funny thing. Hiatuses are always a funny thing because some people end up dropping off of series. Some people can't wait for it to get back. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, that kind of idea. For me personally, I'm just glad that Band, took his time and yada, 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 and didn't get burnout or anything like that. And I am glad it's back. It's probably going to take me a little bit to get re-hyped. I read the chapter. I liked the chapter. Just saying, I like the chapter. It seems like we're going to start hitting the ground running. We didn't exactly have just an info dump chapter or here we're sort of back and we were in the middle of something, that kind of idea, right? Because one of the problems with hiatuses in general is when they happen in the middle of an arc or when they happen in the middle of a storyline, right? So though we get the refresher here, a quick refresher by Band, honestly, I think I'm going to have to go back and start rereading because it's been a little while since I read it. So I was like, I don't really remember this, or I'm okay, yeah, we were into that part, but so certain things just personally for me. But as I said, I am excited that it is back and that kind of idea. So anyway, on with the chapter review, however, and we are apparently getting a chapter per month. Maybe sometimes two. So that's pretty good. So it is back. This isn't like that. I don't know how Hunter x Hunter fans do this, that here's one chapter every 4 years and then they take off again. Like, I don't know how that works. I don't know how you're still a fan of that. But anyways, fact of the matter is that it is apparently officially back. The hiatus is over. And the refresh does help somewhat, but I really do need to reread because I didn't think we got any of these characters. I thought this was a shadowy people, so I'm not remembering the last couple chapters clearly. Though I will say, I like the idea that this group, this guild of people that are going after, of course, the bounty and stuff. There's one guy who's, he's got the sort of the snow cloak hood on and stuff like that. We still don't see their face. He or she, it's sort of hard to tell actually because, wearing this big winter coat. By the sounds of it, this group is working as a bit of a family or a guild or whatever. They have faith in their commander. They're not just all these, A-type personalities that are constantly butting heads like this sort of idea. They are being held together with a sense of trust or loyalty of some description. So that's kind of nice to see that it's not going to be the typical, okay, it's each just powerful person out for themselves and they'll all backstab each other on a dime. Not saying that some of these guys may or may not, but it seems like this is a proper guild that of bounty hunters or what have you that have come together and do have a level of camaraderie, and that's actually kind of nice to see in a villain group. I will say one thing, the backgrounds, the use of backgrounds in this chapter, very, very well done. I like that Band is trying his best to incorporate more and more backgrounds. Of course, using, the stock images or however that's done, right? It's a lot easier. But, yeah, definitely a well thought out choice, and I'm glad that he started doing that. Also, the art style has gone through some improvements. I find just the little bit of the detail to the characters, just subtle things, making sure to pay attention to the idea of, anatomy and stuff like that. I find the details are, the devil's in the details, as they say, and I find some panels, just shading-wise and just angles and stuff, definitely a good improvement over the last time I was reading Miscellaneous and stuff like that. So, definitely taking his time to, what am I trying to say? Improve on himself, improve on his art style, and not change the art style, but more so just get better at his own art style, sort of, internally. So I definitely appreciate that. The chapter going forward after we have the flashback of these evil guild meeting up and stuff like that. They're all following the hooded person's plans. They all have a plan. And we see Tokyo here fighting off against the crazy guy, the muscular dude with 4 arms sort of idea. Seemingly manages to snatch the earpiece, is not only like this big hulking brute, but manages to speed blitz and actually breaks the earpiece and gets a 1-up hit on Tokyo. This is where Misk and Neo decide, all right, so Misk's like, okay, Neo, you need to go forward here. We'll make sure that Tokyo, we got to help Tokyo, definitely protect the idol, all that stuff. But all of a sudden, boom, Misk is trapped in some type of dimensional vortex of some idea and is being teleported away. And Misk, right before disappearing, tells Neo that change of plans, you need to protect Sarah, being the idol, the one that they're being paid to guard. And boom, Misk is teleported apparently miles outside the city. And so it's like, oh damn, I got caught up. Also fighting against 2 people. Now this actually makes a lot of sense. If this guy's any type of planner, would have researched Misk a little bit. And as we've seen so far, Misk has had very little struggle in any particular battle, but sending 2 people, 2 ability users up against his one while separating them stuff. Once again, good plan, good planning and strategy. Also, I found it funny at first. I was like, is this an aura that I'm forgetting? Because it looks like they're almost like cardboard cutout with the aura stuff. But then I was reminded by Miss mentioning that ability users who have had abilities for a while, who are good, basically, if they're not weak, they can actually suppress their aura so you don't know what they are, right? And looks will definitely be deceiving. So these 2, the little, I'm assuming it's a little girl in like a nightgown cloak thingy, and the Rocky Balboa with the spiky hair, the MC look, the boxer guy, are both suppressing their abilities. They are ability users. Misk can't tell what they are, and so he's going to have to definitely fight against 2v1. That's going to be a tough battle. I'm actually looking forward to that battle to see the different abilities Band has planned for these 2 characters. Then we move back on to Neo at the end of the chapter. Neo, of course, is rushing forward to try to block the entrance to Sarah's hotel and all that stuff. And then we run into another 2v1 because we have the young lady with the hums, and we have the leader, the boss, the mastermind in the big winter coat and stuff, looking pretty cool, pretty badass in the winter coat, blocking his view, blocking who is this mysterious man, that kind of idea. And now it's Neo's turn to fight, and apparently this all went according to plan. The one without an ability, as expected. So apparently this guy was hoping to ensnare or trap Neo alone, and that be the one that they fight. So I'm thinking that potentially this guy's ability is not, or this woman that we don't know, but I think it's a guy, but I'm not sure. But the main boss is clearly playing to the strengths of his team while calculating the strengths of the others. So potentially, even though he's the leader, maybe Misk or Tokyo is a bad matchup for him. So ideally, fighting against the one without an ability is what he was hoping for and expected and stuff. That's what I'm, leading into this. So they offer him a deal to say, hey, how about you just let us walk by, no harm, no foul. It's the same thing that the Misk was offered as a deal. It's like, we have to keep you company for a few hours. If you try to resist, we're going to have to fight and kill you. But if you just want to sit there, don't worry about it. We won't hurt you. So, and obviously, Misk ain't going to listen to that. And Neo's not going to listen to this because Neo brandishes his sword and says, you want to let you kidnap my friend? You want me to just stand by? No deal. Deal or no deal? No deal. And he throws his scabbard away, which is kind of interesting actually, because I find it funny when they throw a scabbard, because a lot of battle manga and stuff, they sometimes use the scabbard. They either use it as a blunt force weapon, or they use it to block and then come down, and that kind of idea. So interesting they threw the scabbard away. I wonder if it is going to be involved in the fight. Like he's going to somersault, grab it, and throw it, or I don't know. Who knows? But now Neo's going to show off his skills. I really am I love swordsmen. Swordsmen are awesome. So this should be incredibly cool to see what Neo's abilities are going to be, especially against two ability users. He's really going to have to, his swordsmanship is going to have to be on that other level to fight against an ability user. Very similar, I guess you could argue, to characters like Zoro from One Piece and stuff like that, right? Zoro doesn't have a devil fruit. Now, nowadays we have Haki and stuff, but back in the day, the first 500 odd chapters of One Piece, devil fruits really were just, you had more. You had more power, you had more ability, you had more this, that, and the other thing, right? So Zoro had to make that his swordsmanship was a cut above the rest to fight against devil fruit users, people with strange abilities, with strange powers and stuff like that, right? So it was always an uphill battle, and I think we're going to get a similar idea here, that Neo is just going to be an incredibly good swordsman that he makes up for his lack of ability. You know, that would be very interesting. So the next chapter is apparently coming out November 15th, so it's going to be a few weeks, but that's the end of that chapter. As I said, I really enjoyed it. I'm really glad that it's back. And as I said, the art, it's kept in the same vein of the style, which is nice. And it has improved here and there. The backgrounds definitely really appreciate the method that Band is using to add backgrounds to certain images when it's appropriate and stuff. It just feels a little more complete. Feels a little better. And some shots looked better than previous art of Band's. Some shots looked more like the original. I think sometimes some shots, it's like, instead of agonizing over it, Band has finally gotten into that mindset. It's just, yeah, this shot isn't going to look the best. Let's just move on. Sort of like certain frames in an anime. You know, an anime can look pretty clean, pretty nice, and I'm not talking about the high-res, crazy A1 studio stuff, but just a standard anime studio, right? Some shots, some fights, some choreography can look really good, and then the next scene it's like, the character's not looking the best. The proportions are a little off here and there. You know, every frame isn't absolutely flawless and perfect, and I feel like it's a good thing if Band is just moving on from that sort of stuff. It's like, it's one panel, it's one position. I can't really fully get it right. I can't make it look super clean, so I'm just gonna, all right, that's the end result. Let's move on and let's perfect other panels, right? So, because overall I thought the chapter quality has improved, but it's still kept to the original style, which is quite nice. So anyways, but that's my review. That's, you know, I'm just happy that it's back. Of course, the review is going to be a little longer because I wanted to talk about the art changes or improvements, etc., etc. The fact that it's on hiatus and now that it's back and blah 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 and all that crap. So, anyways, I'm sure that Misk himself, Misk Content, has already streamed or reviewed or talked about this chapter. So definitely go check that out. And yeah, so I'm happy it's back. I'll see you guys back here next time on November 15th or the day after for chapter 27 of Miscellaneous. I definitely enjoyed the chapter, and I'm just glad it's back. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Like, comment, and subscribe. There will be the links, of course, in the description box down below where you can read this chapter for free. And definitely go donate to Band as well, you know, because it helps, right? So anyways, that's it from me. Like, comment, and subscribe. Drink responsibly as always. See you guys back here next time. Bye-bye.